Good morning. If you're catching the replay, give it a minute because it takes a minute to catch for everybody to get here. Ooh, got a knot in my hair. There you are. Happy birthday, Diane. You really don't want me to sing to you. Happy birthday to Diane. Are you 29? Can't sing. I really wished I could sing, though. I feel like I'd have made it in New York if I could have sang. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just hopeful wishing. I don't know. Diane, are you doing anything fun on your birthday? 63. That's pretty young, Diane. That's not old. Because I'm right around the corner. So it's not that old. I put on my pink overalls again. I wore them this weekend to see if I liked them. Because I bought them to get my picture made in them. You know, girly pink or girly purple's all me. And so I wore them, and then they were 500 miles too long. So then I went and washed them, you know, and then they did shrink up. But I'm having it's been a minute since I've had my picture like professionally taken. So I didn't even talk to y'all about this. Did y'all like my new intro for my YouTube videos? Isn't it cute? I have been on YouTube for a year, and I just wanted a new intro. I feel like I should refresh it every year. And so I hired someone to do a video for my website, kind of saying what I do. And then a new intro, and then to take Kayla and I, when I go to do a thumbnail, I can't find no pictures because it's hard for me. First of all, when I'm by myself, y'all seen what Shane Sneed looks like when he's videoing and taking a picture. Okay, I have no one to take a picture of me other than Kayla. And usually when Kayla's in here, we don't think about taking pictures. We're thinking about cleaning or doing a field trip. So like we never take pictures together. And I never have any pictures for a thumbnail or a post or anything like that looks good. So I hired someone to take that video, do a new intro, and to take Kayla got a lot of pictures done the other day, but they didn't take any pictures of me because we're in the middle of a field trip, and Kayla had her pictures done before the field trip. So there were no pictures of me with the animals. So today they're coming to take some individual pictures of me with the animals. And it's been a muddy mess, but it has dried up, and it did rain a little bit last night. So I don't know what the farm looks like, but I sure hope it's not a muddy mess. Anyway, how are y'all doing this Monday morning? So this week I still have my niece with me. She's leaving Tuesday. So I've had her almost a week. We've had a blast. We've had so much fun, and today is kind of our last day to really spend time together because tomorrow I'm going to a school in Springville. Okay, Springville is an hour and 20 minutes from my house, and Springville is where Journey May lives. So she's going with me to the field trip, and her two brothers are meeting me there to help me with the field trip. This field trip, I don't know if you really call that a field trip. I don't know. It's not really a field trip. It's where I go into the school. So when I'm doing it by myself and I'm trying to do load animals and put animals, like unload animals and have the energy to dance with the kids and read my book, sometimes it's difficult when you're by yourself. So I asked my sister-in-law, because my nephew's 13, so he really can help me. And then my other nephew is 8. And then Journey May is 10. So they're coming to help me Tuesday at the school. It's a private school. And they're coming to help me with the animals and the kids on Tuesday. And I'm really excited that they have this opportunity to, first of all, see what I do. Because Journey May, this is the first time that she's ever seen what I do. And then my nephews have never seen what I do. So it's a way for them to kind of make a connection and help me and learn about what exactly I do and what exactly I teach. So I'm excited about this. Well, yesterday, this is what happened. My son's girlfriend called me and she said, I need help. And I was like, okay. And I was thinking, oh God, what did my son do? That's what I was thinking. Oh my gosh. It was kind of like my heart stopped going, oh Lord. But she wanted to surprise my son with a new, is it called a zero turn lawnmower? She wanted to surprise him. And so she said, I need you to get Corbin out of the house. So I said, okay. So yesterday I made up this story that first of all, I wanted to go see Larry Sunday. So I said, hey, you need to go with me to see Pawpaw at the nursing home. I said, this will be an opportunity for you to go. And I said, Journey May's with me. And I said, then I need to go to Pawpaw's house because Corbin used to live there and he has stuff like shoes and clothes that he needs to go through because we need to clean up Larry's house. And so I said, you need to go with me to the nursing home to see Pawpaw. And then you need to go with me to Pawpaw's house to go through your stuff that's here. He said, okay, I'll go. I was like, well, that was easy. So I was so nervous the whole day because I was excited because I knew he was fixing to get surprised. So we went to Larry's, to the nursing home. And when I got there, he had his oxygen off. And I was like, oh God. And I said, why don't you have your oxygen on? He goes, oh, I don't have to wear it all the time. And I was thinking in my head, really? Like, have you made that much improvement with your oxygen that you don't have to wear oxygen all the time? Because like here it was in the 60s. Like I'm thinking, he hadn't even been there a week. And I was thinking in my head, so they've done all these breathing techniques that all of a sudden he's got a miracle healing, like you don't need oxygen. But, I was trying to be respectful. And the nurse was right behind us as we were walking in the door. And she heard me say, why don't you have your oxygen on? So when she was walking in the door, she stuck the oxygen meter on his finger and it was 80. But he's been telling me that he's been doing therapy and that he's been walking up and down the hall with no oxygen on and it's staying in the 90, like 94. And I thought in my head, I felt very confused because I was thinking, why is it so low here? Like, how can he go to the nursing home and start therapy and it stays in the 90s and here, like he's dizzy falling because his oxygen's so low? Like, what the heck? And I almost felt like it was like, told you, like Larry was like, told you, Kayla and Judy, I'm fine. Y'all just making the crap up. That's what I felt like. And so the nurse said to him, Larry, you have to leave your oxygen on all the time. You can't take it off. And so then I had to have a little talk with him and just say, Larry, it's very important to leave your oxygen on. No one has told you that you can take it off. You have to leave it on, okay? Of course, that's like talking to a brick wall. But you know what I found? Larry's roommate does the same exact thing. And the nurses say, Judy, every patient that is on oxygen, we have to fight to keep the oxygen on them. And I was like, I wonder why. But he says his nose is sore from wearing the oxygen. So maybe it's just irritating. And then to have to carry the cord around, I can see where that's annoying. So like when he gets up to go to the bathroom, he didn't want to carry the cord to the bathroom. So he just takes his daggum oxygen off, and then his oxygen bottoms out. And so like it's constant fight to keep the oxygen on these patients. And I thought in my head, because I'm sitting here thinking about my future with him and Larry's future here. And I'm thinking in my head, if I bring him back home, and I don't have time to fight with him to keep his oxygen on him. And I'm thinking, how am I going to do this? And I thought, well, if he comes home, I might can hire somebody for him and Kayla help me. I don't know. I have all these things going. I have 5 weeks to decide what we're doing. So in 5 weeks, I've started praying really hard in my heart and my head. And I'm like, God, please show me what's best for Larry and what's best for me and what I need to be doing with him. Because I feel very confused and I just want to make right decisions. And so I ask you to be in prayer about me making right decisions for Larry and his future. I just don't want him to get hurt. And, anyway. So when we got there and all that happened, he won't leave his room. But see, that's not different. Like his brother's like, he's so sad he won't leave the room. And in my head, I'm like, no, that is not what's going on. Because when he's here at my house, he does the same thing. He sits on the couch. He'll go from his bed to sit. He actually lays on the couch to sitting in the chair outside, and that is it. So like he's not very mobile because he doesn't have the oxygen to move around and he doesn't have any energy to move around. So that's why I'm hoping him going to the nursing home and getting therapy. I'm hoping that he'll get stronger and feel like doing something. And he's eating really good. He had the last week that he was here, he told the hospice nurse the reason he had lost all this weight, because he's lost 14 pounds. I think it's 14. It's because Judy don't have groceries in the house. I was like, I'm just a train wreck. So I said, what do you want in the house that we don't have in the house? Like, I'll go to the grocery store. I don't know what you'll eat. Because what he's been doing is Kayla brings him breakfast every morning, and then he won't eat no more because he says the biscuit's so big that he won't eat anymore. So he said, you don't have sandwiches in the house. So I went and bought a bunch of sandwich stuff. So he started eating like the last week he was here, and he had gained some weight because when he went into the nursing home, they weighed him, and I was like, wow, he's gained weight. Good. He's lost back down. So hopefully they'll get his nutrition right and his appetite back up and get him stronger so maybe he can come back here and feel like doing something. So we'll see. So that's what's going on with him. He does have a positive attitude, but when I tell you he's on countdown to come home, he's like 5 weeks. Okay. And I said, do you want me to bring you any pictures for your room to make you happy? And he said, no, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. And I want to talk about something though, because I can relate to Larry in so many ways. So when Kayla and I were leaving to take him, Kayla drove him to the nursing home, and I drove behind him in my car because it took 2 cars to get all the medical equipment to the nursing home. So when we walked out to get in the car, he was not good. Like, he was off balance and dizzy, and he started crying, and he said, "Just let me look at the farm one last time." And me and Kayla lost it. We were bawling. Larry was crying. I was crying. Kayla was crying. It was terrible. But I could relate to him in so many ways. Because when he was leaving to go to the nursing home, he kept telling Kayla and I, "This is the last time I'll see the farm. This is the last time." And I was like, "It's not the last time. Like, why do you keep saying that? You need to go to the nursing home and kick butt so you can come back here." And he's like, "I know I'll never see it again." And now that it's been almost been tomorrow will be a week, I was thinking about, because now that he's at the nursing home, his attitude's totally different. He wants to work hard so he can come home. But when he was going to the nursing home, it was over. He would never see the farm again. His life was over. And I was thinking about all of that yesterday, and I was like, I could relate to him so bad. Because, and you probably can relate to him too, because, like, you know how sometimes things are just really bad in your life. You know, like, they're just really bad, and you think your life is over. You think, I don't know, like, you think something, it looks like it's about to rain. Something bad's happening in your life. Maybe you're having to make a life decision. Maybe you can relate to Larry, where you're like, I have to go to rehab for 21 days, and you feel like, oh gosh, this is going to be terrible. I've got to go to a nursing home, and I don't belong in a nursing home. Or, maybe, I don't know. I don't know who's following me and what y'all are going through, but somehow I want you to relate this story to your own life. I don't know what the situation is, but I know for me personally, there's been so many times that I have felt like Larry, and I've walked out to the car and go, "This is it. This is it." Especially with Sneed's Farmhouse. So many times, because I will tell you, it costs so much money to run Sneed's Farmhouse. Because I'm in the big, when you have a new business, they tell you not to depend on a salary for the first 2 to 3 years, because what you're doing is you're dumping every dime back into your business to grow it. And so I am in the building stage. Sneed's Farmhouse is just beginning. I'm building this education center, and I'm trying to build my farm the way I want it. And I envision this farm that is a farm, but it's like a wonderland. It's like coops that you've never seen before. It's not just like thrown together. It's thought out, like a little village. I've got the little country store, and I had the little barn, and I'm gonna have the little castle, and then the next thing she's building me is a little jail. The pigeons are going to have a jail that looks like a jail with the little bars. So I envision kids walking out to my farm and adults walking out to my farm going, and there's just animals living their life, like the best life. Like, I can, the chickens running around, and the peacocks and the ducks running around, and like people walking into my farm just going, and getting in the moment, because they're just like, wow, I've never seen anything like this. That's what I envision. So every dime that I'm getting, I don't have a salary. Every dime that I'm getting, I'm just making it nicer. Shane and I have put up that expensive fencing, that wooden fencing. We built the hay barn so that our animals would have fresh hay and it wouldn't be in the weather. Like, we're really putting a lot of effort into Sneed's Farmhouse. But many a times I feel like Larry. And sometimes I feel overwhelmed when it comes to money. because it's so expensive to run this show. And I kill myself to do field trips and do YouTube videos just to try to break even. And so many times I feel like walking out to the car and going, this is it. Because some months, when the winter months come, I don't make anything. So I have to make enough money during the spring and fall to get me through the winter, because nobody comes to the farm during the winter. They're freezing cold. And so I sometimes I feel like Larry, and I feel like walking to the car and going, okay, I'm upside down. My business is over. And I feel like that a lot. I walk out there and I'm not doing, I'm not making any money in a week or two. And I just feel like this, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to, the first person I think about like brings tears to my eyes that I'm going to have to get rid of is Leroy. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to get rid of Leroy. I'm not going to be able to afford this farm. And what am I going to do? And so many times when I think about Larry walking out there and his life was over, I do that all the time. All the time. I assume the worst, because maybe I'm having a bad day and I have stress in my life, and I find myself just going, why was I thinking I could do this? I'm 53. I'm getting to the age where I can't pick up 50-pound bags and wrestle rams and go chase piglets and try to pick them up. I'm getting to the age where I can't do this. Why did I think I could do this? And I could see Larry, when he was standing there and he was looking at the farm and he was going, this is it. I'll never see the farm again. But then I stopped and I was thinking about it, and I was like, let's back up a little bit. He's lived here. We've lived here. April was 5 years. So he has had 5 years to develop relationships with these animals. But you know what? He didn't have the strength to walk out there. He never went out there. He stayed on the couch. And I could relate to that too, because I was thinking in my head, I was like, what caused Larry? Because he wants Phantom chickens. His favorite chicken is a Silky. And so I went out of my way to go get Silkies for him, hoping that he would go out there and want to take care of them. Like have because sometimes we need a purpose in life, right? Sometimes we get stuck in a rut and we just need a purpose in life. And I thought in my head, well, if I buy these Silkies for him, it'll make him get out there and take care of the Silkies, because he's going to want good for them. Y'all, it's going to rain. I should have looked at the radar. I'm sitting here getting ready to get my picture made, and I'm like, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. But I thought, what causes him to sit it out? What causes me to sit it out? And I will tell you that a lot of times I sit it out because I have the wrong attitude. Many a times I do. Many of the times I'm just like, I can't do, especially sometimes Shane triggers me terribly. I love Shane so much, but he triggers the crap out of me. He does. Because he'll say things like when it comes to Sneed's Farmhouse. Now, he helps me, don't get me wrong. But sometimes his words say to me, I'm not helping you with feed. So you're going to have to figure this out yourself. Because Shane has never said, okay, if you run out of money and can't afford feed, I'm going to help you. He doesn't give me that vibe that we're in this together. You know what I mean? He doesn't give, he's like, you're going to have to figure it out. And when he does that to me, when he says, I'm not helping with feed, I'm Larry, and I go straight to sitting it out. And I feel like I'm all alone, that why did I get this started? Why did I think I could do this? Why? Like, I go to La La Land. And a lot of times, Larry, when he wants me to go get chickens, but he don't want to help me with feed, and he don't want to go put them up, and he don't want to feed them or give them water. He wants to just sit on the couch. And when he wants to go do his little rounds on the side by side, he calls Kayla or me and says, hey, will you take me around to the farm? And he just wants to look at them. Well, that ain't how life is. And Shane is basically saying the same thing to me that I'm saying to Larry. And Shane is saying, I didn't like, this is not what I wanted. It wasn't like Shane didn't want to have a farm, but Shane is like, this is not my heart. Sneed's Farmhouse, he's not really involved with it much. It's me. It's me, me. And really, I'll be honest with you. You know how I kind of made Kayla a character on my farm? It's because I needed Kayla. Because Shane works all the time. All the time. And I felt like I was all alone. A lot of times I felt like I was all alone. And I just, it takes two to make a farm go right, right? It's in my book. I talk about it takes two to make a farm go right. And a lot of times Shane is, he likes the fact that I do Sneed's Farmhouse. He brags about me to other people. And when I need something done, just like yesterday, for example, yesterday when I was out with Larry, he put all the tin up in my education center. He put all the tin up in the hay barn, and he went by himself. And I'm going to tell you something. This is not an easy task to go put hay out by yourself, because you have to get on and off the tractor to open the gates and wrestle animals not to get out of the gate. And Shane put the hay up, put the tin up. He did. So it's not like he's not involved. It's just that, like, I know this is silly, but like, my expectations was like, I would love for him to go want to sit in the middle of my farm and get kisses from Leroy. Shane ain't doing that, right? Shane's involvement is a lot different from my involvement. But a lot of times I sit here and I'll say, I'm all alone in this. I have to figure out how to pay for this all by myself. Shane won't help me. And I start getting like Larry, and I start sitting it out, and I start forgetting all the stuff that Shane does do. Because did y'all ever do that? Like, you're just like, because he says one thing, like he says, I'm not going to help you with feed. You're going to have to figure this out on your own. I'm trying to pay our other bills, Judy. You're going to have to figure this out. And I start feeling like I can't breathe, going, oh my God, how am I going to pay for this? I can't breathe. Someone help me. I'm sinking. I start thinking that. But Shane, on the other hand, sometimes we forget to step back and see what our spouse does do, because a lot of times we think we do it all. It's like, how women usually do the housework, and sometimes we're like, I ain't the only joker that lives around here. Somebody else can freaking do the dishes and someone else can worry about supper and go to the grocery store and do the laundry. Why is this my job? You know what I'm saying? But then we forget that our husbands are out weed eating and cutting the grass and bush hogging and building hay barns and building barns and putting tin in the education center and putting tin around. Like we forget about all that because we're overwhelmed with our own chores. And we're like, because he'll come in and he'll go, are we washing clothes at any time in the next couple of weeks? Because my laundry basket will be really full. And then I get triggered and I'm like, I ain't the only one that lives around here. You can freaking wash clothes too, Joker. You can do something. It's me doing everything. I'm trying to do the farm. I'm trying to do Larry. I'm trying to do the dogs. You can do something. And it's because we start feeling overwhelmed, but we forget about what our spouse is doing. Because we feel so overwhelmed with all of our chores and our life is so unbalanced. Because I will tell you, when my life gets unbalanced, I become a train wreck. I start feeling like I'm the only person that does stuff around here. I do. I feel, I'm like, it's me doing all the freaking field trips and going to schools and marketing and doing YouTube videos and trying to post on Facebook. It's me. You don't do jack. And then I have to go, oh, he left the house every single morning at 5:30 in the morning to go to work. But then I'll start going, well, it's me, the one who has to figure out how to pay for all this. He ain't paying for feed. I'm the one that bought the tin. I'm the one that bought the wood for the hay barn. No, he built the wood. I'm the one that bought the, what's it called? Trevis? No. I don't know what the word is. I'm the one that bought the railings for all, I start thinking about all that I'm doing. It's all me. I'm the one trying to figure out how to pay for all this. And I'm a freaking stay-at-home wife. And I'm trying to figure out how to pay for everything. We do that. And I'm sure Larry, like where he wants these Bantam chickens, I'm sure in his brain, he has good intentions of going out there and helping me. But instead, when he's here, he's sitting it out. He's sitting on the couch and not being involved in the farm. And he thinks that his life is so terrible. But see, our life could be even worse because now he's in this nursing home doing rehab and he's like, just get me out of here. I want to get out of here. I just want to get out. And I'm like, but see, a month ago, you were sitting on the couch thinking your life was over because you had to put oxygen on your face. I have no life. I have no quality of life. This oxygen, I have nothing in my life. That's what he was telling me and Kayla, basically. I have nothing because I'm wearing oxygen. I'm like, it could be a lot worse. But see, I don't know if he's totally realizing this, but like, I do want to bring it to his attention, and go, okay, just a week ago, you were walking to the car and your life was over. You were never going to see the farm again. And then a month before that, your life was over because you had to wear oxygen. You had no quality of life anymore because you had to wear oxygen. But see, your life could always be worse because now he's sitting in the nursing home and his life is terrible. I'm like, your life was terrible here. Your life was terrible the moment you had to. And let's back up let's back up to December. The doctor, his cancer doctor, was wanting him to do physical therapy. And he cried like a baby in the doctor's office because she was wanting him to do physical therapy. crying like a baby. And the doctor's looking at me, and I'm like, I have no idea. I don't know why this is such a trigger to him. It's a trigger to him. Going to the doctor is a huge stress for him. It's a trigger. But see, and again, I can relate to Larry because when Shane triggers me, I do the same thing Larry does. I cry like a baby and I feel all alone. So I can relate to Larry in so many ways. And I'm sure you can do, because with a second you get triggered, you go to la la land too, and you can't deal with it. And you start feeling like you're all alone and your life is totally over because you had to go to physical therapy. But see, in my head, I'm like, is he able to stop and break this down and go, okay, in January, they were wanting me to do physical therapy. And instead of me dancing and doing physical therapy, I sat it out because I let my anxiety overcome me and I couldn't do it. So now I'm here. So now instead of doing physical therapy at home, I'm having to go to a nursing home to do physical therapy because I wouldn't do it at home. That's so me. I do the exact same thing. And I had to sit and think about it yesterday as I was doing it, as I was watching him and watching him go through all this. I thought, I'm the same way. I mean, I can't get mad at him. I'm the same way. And it's just like, and let's just let him not wanting to wear oxygen. Okay. I mean, maybe I've never physically put oxygen on my face to understand what he's going through. Apparently, it's a big deal. And I don't know why. I would think in my head, oxygen's going to give him a quality of life. Oxygen's what's going to get him to take care of the chickens. But in his head, oxygen is a crutch to him. It's not a helper. It is a crutch. And so many times I'm the same way because I think in my head, right now I have had sciatic, is that how you say it? I've had sciatic nerve pain. Well, I had it when I was going to radiation with Larry, and I was going to radiation in December, and here it is the middle of June, and I've yet to go to the doctor to see about what I should do about this. And the reason is because I'm not in pain. Like, most of the time I'm standing up and I'm working. So when I'm standing up and working, I'm in zero pain. I am not in any pain at all. The only time I am in pain is when I drive and at night when I don't want to burn my hair. At night when I lay down on one side, I'm in pain. It keeps me up at night. So I have to lay flat on my back to be pain-free and get a good night's sleep. And I'm not lay on your back kind of girl. But what have I been doing? I haven't gone to the doctor. And the reason I haven't gone to the doctor is because I haven't had an opportunity. And I'm thinking, this is a crutch, Judy. When your body starts hurting since December, chances are you probably should go get it seen about. And not just sit around and cry about it. You should go get it seen about. But many a times, like I said, where Larry didn't want to do physical therapy, and now we're in the shape we're in, here's Judy doing the same exact thing. So I want to tell you something. When people drive you crazy, Mama ain't taking care of herself. She's just letting herself go. You know what I'm talking about? If you're that person that says that about your mama, or daddy needs to go to the doctor, his blood sugar's out of control and he's just sitting here ignoring eating cookies. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all do that. It ain't just me that does it. We all do it. Okay, stop for just a minute. I need you to stop what you're doing when you're in that moment. Mama ain't taking care of herself. And stop and look at yourself and figure out how you can relate to mama. How can you relate to mama ain't taking care of herself? Mama won't go to the doctor. Mama's sitting in the middle of the cancer doctor crying because she has to do physical therapy. Stop for just a minute and get in their shoes. Because chances are you're just like mama. Just say it. Chances are you're just like mama. Shane's mom came over here yesterday, and I wasn't here because I was with Larry. And Shane was like, Judy, my mother is terrible. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, she can't even walk. Shane's mother has these look at this beauty. So her Aunt Judy got her these little overalls. Look, she matches me. She's going to wear pink overalls on Tuesday. Okay, you can go sit down. She just got up. So she has, I don't know what they are. They're little knots all over her feet. They're like a growth or something. No, cyst. But she's had surgery multiple times, and she gets them taken off, and then they come right back. And the poor woman is in pain when she walks. And so she was over here yesterday, and she doesn't come here very often. Okay, I'm just going. Did y'all see that, Paul? She doesn't come here very often, and it hurts Shane's feelings because, he wants her to come here and, see the baby pigs or whatever. And when she came yesterday, he was trying to get her in the side-by-side to go see the baby pigs. And he realized that it was all his mom could do to pick up her leg to get in the side-by-side. And Shane was just like, gee, my mom's bad. And I thought in my head, Shane has not been through his parents being sick, where I've lost both my mom and my father. So I have, I've been through it. And I was young. I mean, let's see. My mom had her massive stroke in 1996. So it wasn't 1996. It was like 1997, 1998 is when she had her stroke, because Corbin, my son, was born in 97 and mother kept him. So it was probably 1998 when my mom had her massive brain stem stroke. So I was young. I was in my 20s. So I'm used to mom being sick, dad being sick, mom dying, dad dying, going to funerals. I've been through all that. Shane has not. And when he saw his mom not even be able to pick up her leg to get into the side-by-side, he got slapped in the face yesterday. And he came in when I got home and he said, my mother's terrible. My mom ain't taking care of herself. Ever since she retired, she's been sitting on the couch. She ain't taking care of herself. And I thought in my head, I mean, I get what he's saying. I do. I get what he's saying. She's not one to exercise, and she's not one to eat right. And but it ain't like Shane's got this great diet, and Shane has borderline diabetes. He's on blood pressure medicine. He's on cholesterol. He's a train wreck himself, and I thought so many times we sit here and we're like, Mom ain't taking care of herself. Larry ain't taking care of himself. He just sits on the couch and doesn't get up, doesn't exercise. He doesn't drink his water. He freaking eats crackers for lunch, and he don't eat a balanced meal. And it's easy for us to point the finger and say what they do wrong. But if we stop what we're doing and go, oh, Judy, so you say Larry eats wrong. Oh, do you eat? So what you eat is just great. Like what you do, Judy's just perfect. Shane, Mama don't take care of herself, but your kids can't say that about you, Shane, because you eat right. Me and Shane eat perfect. We eat a balanced meal. Let's see, what did we eat for dinner last night? Last night I had graham crackers for dinner. So here I am. I just said out of my mouth that Larry eats crackers for a meal. And what did I do last night? The same exact thing. So like a lot of times we sit here and we point the finger and we say these words. We're like, Mom doesn't take care of herself. Dad doesn't take care of herself. But like sometimes instead of riding Mama's butt or riding Daddy's butt that they don't take care of themselves, we need to look in the mirror. It is pouring down raining. Hang on. I got to text the photographer. I might as well just stop. Dadgummit. I mean, it is pouring. I'm getting ready for nothing. Anyway, so many times we want to point the finger and say, Mom's a train wreck, Dad's a train wreck, our kids are a train wreck, but we're a train wreck. We just as a train wreck as they are. So listen to me, because I'm fixing to go to church. Instead of sitting here riding everybody's case and getting yourself all worked up because Mama can't get her leg into the side by side. I mean, it is sad to watch your parents decline. It is. But see, the person that we can control is ourselves. So I sit here, I'm going to tell you, I have taught aerobics for 28 years. And it got to the point where I had to quit going to the gym because my body hurt so bad. And I had to learn a new way of living. I used to live at the gym. My kids were raised in the gym. They're gym rats, okay? But when I got to the point where I couldn't go to the gym anymore because my body hurt and my arthritis was just terrible, I realized that I was causing more damage than good. I quit stretching. And I quit working on balance, and I quit doing these things. And I realized the other day, like when I go to try to stretch, I don't do what I used to. I can't, like, with this sciatic nerve, how you're supposed to cross your legs and to stretch your sciatic nerve. I'm so stiff, it is not even funny. So a lot of times in life, when you want to sit it out, you need to do the complete opposite. So when you're wanting to sit on the couch and not get out of the house, that means you need to get out of the house. And like with me, I've realized just since the sciatic nerve pain, how, flexibility is so important. Y'all know that, right? As we get older, we need to stretch our muscles and stay loose. And I'm going to tell you something. If you're 50 and older, you need to practice balance every single day. What am I talking about? I'm talking about get in your dang kitchen. I'm going to show you. Get in your kitchen. Here's your counter. Hold one leg up and just do this. And you got this in case you need it. One leg, other leg. Because I'm telling you right now, the first thing we lose is flexibility. Flexibility helps us not injure ourselves, okay? Balance is so important. The first thing that we lose as we get older is our balance. And what happens? We fall, and then we break a hip, and then it's downhill from there. You need to get in your kitchen and practice your balance every single day. Every single day. Go practice. Get in your kitchen by your counter so that you don't fall. Hold up one leg, hold your arms out. Practice balance for a couple of minutes a day. Because I'm telling you, that is going to save your life, and your kids are not going to go, Mom, she's totally neglected herself. All she does is sit around and stay on the couch and eat her little bonbons or drink her soda. I'm sure my kids probably say that. Those are things that we need to practice. But instead of sitting here worrying about everybody else doesn't take care of themselves, we need to concentrate on taking care of ourselves. Are you drinking enough fluids? Water. Are we eating a balanced meal? I mean, we can't be perfect all the time. No, but we can practice. We can practice at making good choices and reducing our stress. Stress will kill you. Stress will make you physically sick. We need to reduce our stress. But usually, imagine if you had nothing but peace in your life. And I will tell you, a lot of my chaos and stress comes from other people because I'm in their business. It does. And I'm telling you to get out of people's business and worry about yourself. You can't make mama practice her balance. You can't make mom keep her diabetes under control. You can't make Larry wears oxygen every day. I can't. And a lot of times, if you're that person that has to wear oxygen and you're constantly taking your oxygen off to go to the bathroom or whatever you're doing, you have to think about what's best for your health. And if your oxygen is dropping, chances are you're going to have to get used to a new way of living. Because I had to get used to a new way of living when I quit the gym. I hated it. And I feel so out of shape. I don't work out with weights anymore. And I feel out of shape. And sometimes when I go pick up those 50-pound bags of feed, I hurt for like 2 and 3 days afterwards. But in my head, I'm like, what am I going to do? Just give up my farm because I can't pick up a 50-pound bag of feed? Okay, what can I do to help? When I got the side-by-side, oh my gosh, life changer. It changed because all I have to do is pick up the 50-pound bags and put it in the back of the side-by-side and ride it to the coop now. So you got to find a new way of living. I'm all over the place talking, but I'm telling you that if you're that person that sits here and says mama doesn't take care of herself and all this stuff. I wanted to say when Shane was saying that yesterday, when Shane was like, mama didn't take care of herself. I'm like, dude, how's your sugar? Why don't you go check your own sugar? Go get on the scale and see how much you weigh. See how great you're taking care of yourself. Because I have to do that a lot. When I sit here and ride Larry's butt because I'm so mad at him because he's sitting it out all the time, I have to stop myself and go, okay, but what you do, Judy? You so perfect, aren't you? You're just a little princess and don't do anything wrong, Judy. Okay, let's just stop for just a minute, Judy, and let's think about what you do wrong. Probably the stress that you take on every single day is probably amplified eating crackers for lunch. Okay. Larry, eating crackers for lunch is nothing compared to the stress that I take on every day from being in other people's business. Can y'all relate to me? So I'm just going to tell you that in life, you know, we have to remember it's all in how we handle things. You know, it's all in life is difficult. But when we stop ourselves and instead of saying, my friend did this, or my dad did this, or my mom did this, or my wife did this, blah, 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 we have to stop and go, okay, how can I relate to Larry? How can I? And so many times I look out at my farm and I say the exact same words Larry says. This is probably going to be the last time I see this farm. This is probably the last year I'm going to have this because I'm fixing to sink. I'm not making any money and I'm going to sink. And I'm going to have to sell Leroy. I cannot tell you how many times I've done that. I'll sit and be scared to death, sick at my stomach, scared that Shane ain't going to help me pay for the fee. I got to do all this by myself. Oh my God, how am I going to do it? I just go into la la land just like Larry. But we have to stop ourselves when you see someone like your parent or whatever, you know, sitting it out. You know, I call sitting it out, standing at the farm going, this is the last time I'm going to see this farm. This is the last time. That's sitting it out. That is sitting it out. And I'm telling you that if you're Larry's age or my age, you better start putting tools in your pocket because our lives are fixing to totally change. As we get older and our health starts declining, we are fixing to have to put tons of tools in our pocket because it's going to come to the point where you're going to need help. And you're going to start being like Larry and you're going to be mad because your kids are telling you what to do or doctors saying you have to do this or whatever. And you're going to want to sit it out because you're going to get a bad attitude. Why are my kids telling me what to do? Do they know I changed their diaper? I ain't about to do what my kids tell me to do. They are bossy. They're just bossy. We have to put tools in our pocket as we transition in life. Even think about this. Think about when you were in high school. You were in high school and you graduated. And if you didn't go straight off to college, you sat there with your finger up your nose, not knowing what to. The transition to go from high school to big life, and your mama gives you your car insurance and your life insurance, and you're like, wait a minute, I don't even have a job. And you're wait a minute, I have to go to work from 8 to 5. I don't get out at 3 o'clock anymore from school, and I don't get winter. I don't get the holidays off. I don't get 2 weeks at Christmas. Are you kidding me? I remember the transition from high school to being a big girl was a train wreck for me. Trying to figure out life was a train wreck. When my mother handed me my car insurance and my life insurance, I was like, my health insurance, I was like, wait a minute. I have to work the rest of my life for health insurance. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? But at the time, we thought high school was a train wreck, and we thought that final exams were a train wreck, and our life was over because we had to take these final exams. And you're like, wouldn't you just love to go back to high school and take a final exam versus having to go to work from 8 to 5 every single day and have kids on top of that and have doctor copays and life insurance and health insurance and car insurance and have to pay all these bills? Wait a minute, I have a power bill the rest of my life on top of a house payment? Yes. And wait till your car breaks down. Or you have to buy new tires on top of having a house payment. The transition was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. And I think the transition that we go through in life, we have got to put tools in our pockets to learn how to deal with life. It sucks. It literally sucks. But if you can go back and remember what you were like when you transitioned from high school, because kids nowadays, because we're like, oh, these kids nowadays are rotten. They don't understand. Like when I was their age, we got slapped with health insurance at 19 years old. And now kids can stay on the parents' health insurance till they're 26. I'm like, we had to get it at 19. Y'all think y'all's life sucks? Really? You know? And then like we can sit and look at older generations. They're like, you think your life sucks? Well, I used to have to walk to the school bus stop in this snow uphill. I think my grandmother used to say I had to walk to the school bus in the snow uphill with no shoes on or something like that. I mean, they had to do things like that. Where my generation, mom drove us to school, you know, but like and you go back to the Depression. They even have a crazier story when people that grew up in the Depression, you know, like, so like you just know that these transitions in life, they suck. Okay. But we all have to go through transitions in life. And if you do not put the right tools in your pocket, you're going to be in trouble. Because the second your kids go, Mom, Dad, you're going to have to go to the nursing home for 21 days because you fell and broke your hip and you got to go to rehab. And you're like, this sucks. This sucks. But that's the tool that you put in your pocket and go, okay, the tool that I need to pull, I'm in the nursing home. This sucks. What the tool that I need to pull out of my pocket is I need to make the best of this. So how can I use these next 21 days in this nursing home to bless someone? Instead of me focusing on my life sucks in this nursing home, what tool do I need to pull out of my pocket to get the strength to go, okay, I'm here for a reason. I am in this nursing home for a reason. I don't know what the reason is, but I'm here and I need to give 100% and make the best of it. That's a tool because that is hard as crap. And if that tool is not in your pocket now, when you're not facing that, you're going to sit in the nursing home and you're going to sit it out. You're going to be miserable with your life the rest of your life. But if you pull the tool out and go, okay, I failed, I broke my hip, but I have got to figure this out. I am a strong person. I'm a strong-willed person. There's a reason why I'm here. What can I do to make a difference in my life and other people's lives? And then when you go to the rehab and you have a positive attitude and you're smiling, it's contagious. And the other people that don't have tools in their pocket are looking at you going, how does she smile through this? This is a train wreck. And you can look at them and go, hey, you have choices. You have choices in life. You can sit it out and be depressed and hate your life, or you can dance and figure out what you're doing. Why does God have you here? Why are you in the situation that you're in right now? There has to be some type of blessing behind it. There has to be some type of learning lesson. There's a reason why you're going through what you're going through. And I'll tell you, it's part of your testimony. Everything that you're going through is part of your testimony. You're writing a book. And you have to turn chapters as you write your book. And sitting it out is so depressing. You know, I told you when I went through a divorce, I thought my life was over. When I went when I was married to Robbie, we were married for 15 years. And when we got a divorce, I literally thought, I can't breathe. Like, how the heck am I going to do this? I can't even afford to live on my own. How am I going to do this? But that's what I thought, because that's what I was told. I was the breadwinner. But I had so much corrupt that I believed that I couldn't do it. I didn't have the tools to put in my pocket to go, I don't know why I'm going through this, but I'm going through this. And I got to figure out how to come out shining. I can't let this defeat me. And so I started fighting. Vanson and I moved into this little bitty apartment. And I was like, okay, I'm going to therapy every single day until I get over this marriage, because I am a train wreck. And I did. I went to therapy 3 days a week. Still go to it. You're going to have to do what it takes to fight it out. Your life is not over. I don't know what you're going through, but your life is not over. You're a testimony. And believe it or not, you can help someone else that needs it by sharing your story with them. Sharing your story is a testimony to someone else that feels like they can't do it no more. Well, I'm fixing to take these pink overalls off. I don't think I can get my picture right today. I also just put my hair up because I'm fixing to get soaking wet. Becky, I was getting my picture made in my hat today, and I took my hat, but Becky bought me this hat. She had it made for me. I can't get it in the picture right. So she had this made for me, and I took this to Petals to wear it. And Becky, the little thing came off, and I didn't realize it. And I called Shane because Shane took the truck to work today, and it's in the truck. So I was going to wear my hat today in my picture. And I was going to wear it from behind because I'm dying to get my picture made in this hat that Becky had. And like on the back, get paid from the back where it says Sneed's Farmhouse. So I planned on wearing my hat today. That's why I didn't really worry about my hair being a total train wreck, because I was thinking, well, I'm wearing my hat today in my picture. But now it rains and I'm not getting it made. But Becky, I'm wearing my hat in my picture, just to let you know. But it's a good thing he didn't come today, because the strap is in Shane's car, because I took it to Petals. But it was damp at Petals, so I was scared to wear it because I was scared I was going to ruin it. And now it's raining again. But Becky, I love my hat. I feel like, though, if I wear it out with the big animals, I feel like Taterbug's gonna try to chew it. Like, you know how you have things that you're scared to wear because you're scared you're gonna ruin it? That's this hat. I'm scared to death that I'm gonna ruin it. There's no telling what she paid for this. Can y'all see it? And I wanted to get my picture made from behind with the Sneed's Farmhouse on it. I can't decide how to. Well, maybe y'all can help me. Should I put it behind my ears? No, my ears are too big. Maybe just have it in the front. I need some cute earrings on though. This lady, of course, these are purple. But one of my followers sent me these gorgeous earrings. They may be a little too much. I don't know. I'm going to take the chain off of them, though. Of course, these are purple, so I don't know if it'll go. I do want to get my picture made with these purple peacock earrings on. See, they're peacock feathers. Wait a minute. How do I? Wait a minute. Hang on, I'm on the struggle bus. I feel like I need brighter lipstick on though. Don't y'all think? Dang, I can't get the... I cannot believe it's raining and I can't get my picture made. I need the peacocks. Okay. I really need pink lipstick on. Kind of looks pink. See, these purple earrings just like look so good with this hat. But I need my string. The lady that sent me these earrings, I love them. I can't remember the lady's name. I love earrings. Okay. I'm all ready for nothing because it's raining. So anyway, just know that so many times we like to, when things happen with other people, we like to think of an opinion about them, or we smart off about them or whatever. But if you stop what you're doing and get in their shoes and think, why is Larry taking his oxygen off? Why is Larry sitting on the couch and not going to the chickens? Like things like that. Instead of just going, he's lazy. He won't do nothing. Stop for just a minute. Be 75. Let me be 75 years old. Let me slip on Larry's shoes and let me see what it feels like. And you think about that, you know, Larry lost his wife, the love of his life. He lost my mother. Larry lost his best friend on the racetrack when he was young. Like, think about the things that this person has been through and why they do the things they do. I think we can be a lot more gentle on them instead of being so negative. If we stop and just think about what they're going through and what their triggers are and why they're doing the things they're doing, and then stop and go, how can I relate to them? And when I saw him looking at the farm going, I'll never see this again, I thought, wow, there's so many times that I do that. And that's what I call dancing, is when you stop and you try to figure things out and you break them down. Because instead of us being wallowing in our sorrow and all this negative talk that we do to ourselves, imagine if we reverse the negative talk that we do to ourselves or do about other people, and we find out why they do the things they do. That teaches us not to sit it out, but to dance. So y'all, I encourage you to stick those tools in your pocket so that when you go through life, you can pull them out and you got something to help you dance. All right, guys, I'll see you Wednesday. Bye.